So hi, is Nanande. I'm from the ACI server. I'm probably like rank 1 or 2 right now. And today I guess I'll be talking to you a bit about Demacia, but not really like more of like the meta sense, but more of like how the comp works and stuff. And like maybe really how to really optimize like this type of comp. Disclaimer, info might not be patch accurate. I made most of it last patch, so I do have like some additional notes at the end, but yeah. Okay, so why is it important to understand how this comp works? It's a really common comp archetype in every set, like 1 giga tank and multiple backliners. Usually like a 7 or even more vertical. Use a lot of TFT fundamentals like itemization, augments, and understanding power spikes. Which makes it why we need to be able to understand why this comp works. It's a really good base in learning how to optimize comps, since there are probably like less variables in the comp compared to past 9 comps or maybe like Excel. We need to learn how to make a good board using like cheaper units and avoiding situations where we hit our entire board and still lose. Most of it I made in the context of this comp not being as popular as like it is this patch. Like no one really played it last patch, so yeah, that's why I kind of decided to make this. These are my stats so far. I've played 100 games of like Demacia with 70% top 4. This like includes Sona, Vayne, and like Fast 9, Fast 8. Yeah, like a lot of versions now. I haven't gotten like a Ziggs game yet, but it's probably pretty similar. Just play a different carry at the end. I like to compare this comp to my favorite comp from like a few sets ago, the Anima Squad comp, because like the way you play it is like really the same. The way you need to prioritize like your tank items and play around components and stuff. Yeah. Why I like this comp? Can play a lot of varied boards around a stable core of units. It doesn't like, I guess like the only mandatory unit here is like Garen 2, and you're able to just play around like your components mainly. It gives mostly defensive stats, but lacks damage, which why most of the additional units are like damage units. Can fit a lot of different 5 costs. Emblem is very good. It gives good stats, especially now. I made this like before they buffed the emblem, but now I think it's like super duper good. It gives 3 mana regen. You probably want to default to put it on a tank, but I feel like even if you put it on like a Zillion or like Senna, it's probably fine. And you get to drop bad units like Xin. Yeah, it's most of your power is also in the Galio, since he gives like a shield to your tanks and stuff. I would prioritize not making econ early game. Like sometimes maybe I prio holding like the Sona pair instead of making dirty, or even like make a weaker board, but I get to make econ and also hold like the pairs. It uses like a variety of like different components, and like the beast is pretty flexible and it kept pretty high, especially with like Ziggs now is pretty good. It really like rewards being able to play well, like positioning and itemization and like power specs and stuff. Like you actually get to play the game early game, mid game, and also late game, not just like mostly AFK until 8. It can come back from bad spots by allowing you to roll pretty deep on 8. It can top 4 on level 8 if like you have like a lot of different outs like Vayne tree, or maybe just even fully itemized carries. So in the spot that you miss econ augment, you can just take item augments and just play around like having item advantage and then bleeding out to top 2, top 3 finish. Flexible early boards, especially when playing around Vayne. You get to play like flex Piltover or like flex the two like Warden and like Defender and stuff. maybe like playing around AP, you flex less because you kind of want to play around like the Sona and stuff, and she doesn't really need Invoker to function like as importantly as like Vayne needs the long shot. Bard is kind of bad now, but used to be able to stabilize on like 7. I would say you can still stabilize stabilize on 7 with like augments that give you rolls, or even sometimes if I do have pairs and my HP it's not like super good, and my Vayne has also my items, I would probably still be down to take on and maybe roll maybe 230 or like to hit like a Garen 1 or hit the pairs. Dragon Guards, I hit this one time now. It's pretty broken, yeah. And the comp is like less conditional just because of the things I said before. Some bad things about it. Sona opener doesn't trick as well. Because she really needs the items to perform well. Like I feel like having one item on Sona, like he cannot kill a lot, but taking early item augments really like spikes the Sona way more compared to I guess other item holders. Maybe it's just my bias, but yeah, that's how I feel. No good item holder. I guess now Sona is fine since there's also like a reroll line. But yeah, I feel like the AP line spikes way more on like the Lux one compared to like maybe the Vayne, where you're able to roll like for your pairs on like 7. The AP is really reliant on hitting 1 zillion, and Vayne items were hard to make in the last patch, but now I guess they're very like lobby dependent, I guess. Some lobbies you can get the bow easily, but yeah. Game plan can play multiple carries, lots of ways of capping, rolling deep on it to unlock the Galio. It's not that contested. I guess like now, if you see one person playing Sona, you can still probably like angle for like the long shot version, or maybe even just play for like the full level 8. Yeah, natural progression and flexible early game. What do you want to do in order to like reach the cap of the board? Oh no, play our strongest board around the power spikes, especially if we have a good next in. We should be open to like leveling earlier. Stabilizing on 7. If losing, you can just also like summon Bard if you want. Especially maybe like Scuttle. Like I'm pretty sure like if you already make 20 or even like are close to making 20 around like 2-3 or 2-5, and your out is like Vayne, I feel like Bard is better there, or maybe even just play Sona. Galio is probably like your main prio. Galio and Garen too. Like I would not go 9 before hitting both. So like you really want Galio and Garen too, and your carries 2-star. Like either Vayne or the Lux. Evaluate spot, and we need to see is our placement like how do we get our max placement? Is it to roll deeper on 8? Is it to go 9 and play 5 cost? Or is it like something else? You wanna cap around Vayne 3 or 5 cost? If stuck on 8 and item on Vayne, you can also itemize Kaisa. I guess now you can also itemize Ziggs also. How do you think this game plan changes what options you wanna take? Any thoughts?
I mean, I can say in one of the games, I played on this line. I picked double Ehon final augments, I take it in Commerce Core because I realized it was my best spot, and I just rolled for Vayne 3 with 8, rolled for a 3-star forecast, and then one out.
Okay, so personally, I'm not a super big fan of like a lot of econ on this board because like uh you get to play the game on on level 8. So I feel like taking more items and also like other stuff is also like really good. Anyone else?
So you like item augments a lot in this comp, right?
And yeah.
Like what sort of do you like, what's your take on like combat augments on like 4.2? Like do you have any like augments that you like for this comp specifically besides like dragon guards and well, like what about like sentinels of light? Have you taken that one before when playing this comp?
Yeah, so like here I made
Yeah.
some opponents I like really like. Uh Sentinels of Light is fine if you're capping around Vein 3. Since it also gives like 3 copies of Vein, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it like way easier to get the Vein 3. And the problem with that augment is that your long shot fits on 9. That's like the main problem, I
Right.
guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
But if you're out, it's like Vein 3 and you're committed to like making the Kraken and like the Gunblade and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's like a pretty good augment. Just because it also gives you like the copies of Vein. Epic
Mhm.
Rodan should be pretty good, especially like if you commit to this comp from like 2-1 and you play like the Demacia opener with like you take item augment to 1, maybe like uh woven magic or like artifact. Taking something like Epic Rodan can really save your spot because like yeah you kind of need to roll pretty deep on it. So stuff that can save your bad spot like reinforcement is also pretty good. But yeah, I'm also like a really big fan of Birthday Reunion. It's a bit more nerfed now, but the TG is like really good because like especially just put on the Galio, right? Like
Mhm.
Galio or Swain, you like always have a target for your TG. Darken Augments, I'm not sure about the stats, but every time I take like the Darken tank, like if you're in a tempo spot and you only have background item slam, I'm pretty sure it's fine to just take like the Darkin tank just for extra tank item because how the comp functions, even from stage 3, it's really dependent on your frontline, right? So even Vayne or like Sona, they really need like the actual tank items. So like stuff like the the Darkin Augment, maybe like even like Darkin Bow if you're playing around Vayne, it's also like pretty good. Crown is I think it's still really good. Can save us on like Vayne too. Replication into Rod for Lux and maybe like Glove for TG or like yeah, a lot of outs there. Heavy item augments like Test Smith and Care Package. Even like Swordsmith is like pretty good because like uh Trojan is good, Gunblade is good, DB is probably fine. You can also play around like AD Kaisa, right? So cannot really miss there. Com- Combat I like is probably like Little Buddies if you're playing around level 8 purely. If you're playing Vayne, I don't think Little Buddies is good. Spirit Link is also pretty good. Glass Cannon is really good. It's probably one of the best uh 4-2 combats. Like on Sona, especially like I would even take Glass Cannon on like 3-2. I didn't have anything better to take. Like it's probably one of the best combat augments from early to late. Just because you get a earlier rally. And like the way I usually manage my item econ, I don't really have damage time items on like the Demacia units usually. But we'll
Mhm.
talk about itemization a lot later. Yeah, stuff like
Would you
hmm? Yeah.
would you say the glass cannon stocks go down this patch considering Fizz is a actual demon running around right now?
Uh, I'm pretty sure if you just position better, you probably can dodge the fizz. And also because like I haven't said it yet, but the best item in this comp is probably Gunblade. I would make multiple Gunblades for this comp.
Okay, so you would make
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah, I mean, like, Lux wants a Gunblade, Sona wants Gunblade, Vayne wants Gunblade. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just never go wrong with making it. If you're playing for Vayne 3 Spike, stuff like Heroic is also fine. It caps lower, but like the amount of HP and the amount of gold you make by spiking earlier probably makes up for it.
So for the glass cannon is both the silver and the gold good? Like, would you take both of them?
Yeah, I think so. They're
Mhm.
they're both pretty good. Like damage amp is a good stat in this comp, and the earlier rally for Galio is also like really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, for the darken augment, when you have it listed, do you just mean like the bow, or is there anything takeable that's not the bow for this comp?
Oh, I've taken the bow and the tank one.
Okay, like the tank one on Garen.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's maybe not like super duper good, but it's a tank
Mhm.
item and it's probably better than like
Yeah.
a normal tank item, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, bit better. Yeah, so like some takeaways, we need to identify our next spike. Is it duo carry Kaisa or Ziggs? Is it 5 cost? Is it Vayne 3? And we need to adjust our augments accordingly, you know? So like if we are like stuck on 8 and we're stuck rolling for like Kaisa 2, Lux 2, Vayne 2, we need to make our level 8 as strong as possible. How? If we don't have items, we take item augments. If we need the money, we like just take econ. If we need like if we have enough items, be open to taking combat also. Yeah. Extra items are like always good. You can always itemize Swade, Galio, and 5 cost, and TGs are really high value in this comp. If we have items but we are far from 9, combat augments are good to maximize power right now to win rounds. By winning rounds, you get to make econ and then go 9 from there, you know? Yeah. If you do need a gold, don't be afraid to take stuff like reinforcement and grab back just for money. Like when you consider like item grab back versus exclusive customization, also need to factor like the 10 gold, and I also end up clicking like duo Q a lot because like 10 gold is not bad, and you also get like to play a lot of 5 costs on the board. You probably want what Shyvana is good, Senna is good, Zillion's good, Fiddle is fine. Yeah. Can top 4 on level 8 if we do have a good board. Yeah. Some basic around capping the comp. Wanna drop Demacia when we upgrade the 5 costs. They are Swain, Garen, and our carry. We can replace Poppy for Shyvana and add 1 flex slot like Fiddle or Senna. Can play Ornn on 8 to farm more artifact. Garen 2 Lux 2 and then go 9. You can skip if Lux Lux isn't like holding an item, you know? Yeah. Like if your Lux is just holding like maybe like only Morello, you can also skip to go 9. Therefore it's good. Any questions so far?
Oh yeah. Do you have a slide that goes over itemization at all, or
Yeah, I have slides that go over itemization like pretty in depth, but like after this probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, so these are probably like what do you call it? Some of example boards. I mean, I left like 2 slots open here, but you can just like get an idea, right? Like you play like the AP Demacia, these are probably your core units here. And playing around long shot is probably this. You know, like Ziggs is good now. Eric is probably flex. You can also play like Ivana or like something like that. Like we need to be really open to like clicking like stuff like Dragon Guards or maybe even like Emblem Augments. Like I feel like taking spreading roots to 1, you can actually fit like a lot of boards in your Demacia board. Like Warden, Juggernaut, Defender, like Longshot, Void, like yeah. Demacia has like a lot of open trades, I guess, especially like Longshot is really good on Lux, and like Invoker is also like really good on Lux. Or maybe even stuff like Dylan if you do get to that board. Yeah, this is what I really believe. I use stats to answer questions I have and like confirm assumption I have about the comps. So like let's talk about the itemization here. I split it into like tank and carry, so we really get to like dive like deeper into why the items are good. Okay, so like the basics, items scale multiplicatively with like each other. We wanna give varied stats to the units, you know, like a good mix of like durability, armor, MR. We also need to consider what the spell does. The spell heals and gives durability for like 3 seconds. Demacia gives armor, MR, and mana reduction, and Defender gives armor, MR. How does this affect what items wanna build on him? What do you guys think?
Durability is not as premium on him because he already has 50% baked into his ult.
I mean, like if your traits and your spell gives armor and armor, it just means that you probably just want to build HP. That's what I would assume, and like HP and HP regen, more over items that give resist like gargoyles. But like I think Bramble was probably fine on him last patch since it was very 80 heavy. But like I would imagine items like Warmogs and Spirit Visage are a lot better on him.
Declaw will also probably be fine on him this patch for the same reason you said about Bramble last patch.
Yeah. Actually, like yeah.
I was
Personally,
gonna say I also
what?
know because of how the comp plays, you typically don't want to have stuff like utility tank items on him because they trade raw defensive value for doing it at extra effect, and
Yeah.
he wants as much raw defensive value as possible.
Yeah, okay, that's all true. And these are stats from last patch because like the sample size is like too small for this patch. So yeah, it's Garen likes HP and durability items. Why? If you go back, like sure he already has durability, but stuff like steadfast and stuff make him, since he has a heal to get him higher than 50 HP. The value of steadfast goes up, you know, because like he gets to be in like the extra durability portion of like steadfast more. Stuff like Sterex stops him from getting one shot and gives him some time to like heal back up. Also like Vow is probably pretty good. Spirit is just like a really good tank item. Even Shroud gives like the I feel like the starting armor MR is probably fine on the Garen. And like yeah. Adaptive is like a okay slam. You can move it to backline or like Galio later. Titans is probably only for 3-star Garen. Like Declaw is bad last patch. Warmox is just kind of a bad item. I don't know. I feel myself like very like rarely building this item since like you can use 2 bells to kill your sword, like one for Sterex and one for anti-heal, or like stuff like that. Sunfire is actually fine on him. You can move it later, but even if you're stuck on with like Sunfire Garen, it's probably still fine. The stats aren't like so bad. Yeah, like the tank item augments are also like really good on him, like the Bramble augment and like the Spirit augment. Yeah, so like how does this interact with like the spell, right? Spell gives durability and healing. We want this to be active as much as possible. So also like mana tank items like Vow is good, adaptive is good. Like here, I'm pretty sure like if you pair adaptive with like other like already good tank items, it's also a fine third item, you know. Yeah. If we check like the stats for like the full build, it's like also pretty fine to like stay on adaptive until the end of the game. Yeah, so like Galio only scales with MR here. So we just give him like adaptive and adaptive TG and maybe like decal and stuff. You can also give him like Sunfire and like Morello and stuff if you don't have slots on your carries. You really want this guy to be like if your Galio gets like a second cast, it's like so much value because it's 500 shield to all allies like Swain to your smaller Demacia units also, and also it gives time for Garen to have his spin up again.
It's
Yeah.
it probably won't come up much, but I just watched Broseph play a game, where he got Galio 2, and Galio 2 with adaptive declaw was like top damage.
Yeah. I happen
It's
to also
actually
watch
kind of,
that
like,
game.
insane.
Yeah. I happen to also see the game where he hit the Galio tree right at the end. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
he does a lot of damage, but his items are like really specific. So like if I end up making adaptive or declaw, it usually wants to end up being on my Galio. Like I would put Sunfire in like on the Garen, and then I just put the declaw on the Galio just because of he can do like 10k a fight if he actually gets like proper items. But just taking TGs is also like really good for him also. Like he does enough with like TGs, I guess. How do we approach the tank itemization? We want to make the best items now while also leaving out in the future. This is like stuff like if I do make this like what do you call it? You have like belt, sword, and tier, right? By if you wanna make Hyojin your life with belt, I guess that's fine. But for like tank, it's like I know spirit is better, but wouldn't you rather play around like the open tier instead? You know, stuff like that. So you just end up making the Serex. You know, yeah. Thinking about the open component when slamming items, like not as willing to slam cloak because we want to play for Kraken on Vayne. No anti heal, so want the open belt to finish in like carousel or like crystals, or like have an open road to play for Lux item. I'm pretty sure you all understand like the item bank mechanic. So yeah, we need to think about it. What helps this? I take a lot of item augments to fix this, and also being able to make better items. Ideally, wanna do item tank in 4-2. Even more important in like this kind of front to back comps. By 3 item, I mean adaptive is fine, Sunfire is fine, but if you do, yeah, you can just get better items later on. You know? But the item is really important to just make it as soon as possible. Like you cannot streak on this board. You don't have tank item slam. Or we get to DPS. Questions about tank? Okay, I guess no one here. Like understanding like the how does the DPS spell interact with like what kind of items you wanna make. The spell does damage. Demacia gives mana reduction to her, and Arcanist gives AP. What items would you wanna make on her? And also factoring in like how would you want your ideal fights to play out on like the Demacia board? You know, what do you guys think?
Well, I know it depends on whether or not you're main carrying Lux, but I've saw because of Sona reroll and main existing, it looks like a lot of her best items are like utility items, but if she's main carried, it's like a JG mana item plus Gunblade.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like here, because Sona wasn't as prevalent last patch, I just filter out like the Vayne here. Like with a 3 item Vayne, you probably want like Gunblade plus like util is fine, but also like yeah, can probably like imagine the types of items you end up making on her. Like items are probably fine, but like for main carry Lux, Gunblade is really good for armor MR things like Garen. Can also heal while getting healed by Galio, you know? Like the same with like Sterex and stuff. Like the healing is really good on this board. It's really broken. AP items are needed since her AP is low with only 2 arc. I would say that making JG isn't even like a big priority in this board. I would rather make like no mana like arc Morello Gunblade is probably fine. Like yeah, stuff like this. Triple AP is fine on this board. Like this is probably like the arc augment, but some stuff like fine. Primary, you need AP on her. Crit is good but not mandatory. He wants max 1 mana item. Even 0 is fine. Like yeah, 1 or 0. Arc augment is really. Any questions about Lux? Like I'm pretty sure like if you check the stats right now, they probably don't change like a lot, since even in like AP Demacia, usually your like voice of and Morello go on the Zealand instead of Deluxe, you know. So the items probably stay the same in like the new patch.
I'm assuming that triple Archangel one is with the like Archangel.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
Okay, next like Vayne. Well, does the damage and has a long animation. Demacia gives mana reduction and Longshot gives damage amp. What item do we want to make on her? Assuming we want to play around carry Vayne.
Well, I know Ginsu is a trap on her. It's like not necessarily an ideal item to build on her.
I mean, yeah, the Ginsu has less value when your spell animation has a long animation, right? Because you spend more time casting the spell than pumping out autos. As far as other items go, it's like I think most of us are aware that her best build on last patch was Kraken Gunblade, but the reasoning for that is, well, I guess it just if he gets mana reduction and damage amp from her trait, it just means that she wants AD, right? But and attack speed, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean that's correct. But like the main thing is not really like attack speed, but Kraken was just the best source of like the AD, I guess.
yeah,
Just why like if you already have like a source of AD, stuff like Ginsu Gunblade is like fine. Why? You have AD from stuff like if you have like collector or maybe stuff like the crown, you have enough AD to be able to make like other items. Gunblade is like really good, same like Lux. Kraken gives AD. Ginsu makes her cast too much, and artifacts are really good on her. It's probably still the same, like even with the Kraken nerfs, since it's just how the unit functions, you know. Yeah.
when you
How do
say
we-
it makes her, when you say it makes her cost too much, do you mean like she's pumping out too many autos and not enough damage? Like when you say she casts too much, she's autoing too much so that she casts too much, or
It means her
Yeah.
average cast is of too low ED to necessarily
Yes,
matter.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Like you take too much time in the animation where the time would be better spent
right. Pumping out
like
more
other-
damage per auto.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Or like auto or like maximizing your cast damage, I guess. Yeah. Wasted time. Like, yeah. How we wanna approach this?
I was just gonna say the idea is similar to something from a different game I played called damage per cycle. Having a A Rage Blade means you go through more cycles, but each cycle does less damage, so it's less
Yeah.
overall effective.
Yeah. It's just not like effective for your time, I guess.
It's not efficient.
Yeah. We wanna make acceptable / good enough items. So, but we shouldn't feel forced to like slam every item. Like some beast is fine to greed, you know. Like thinking about how our items end up at the end. Like sometimes we have to sacrifice like the power now, in order to be able to spec it later on. I'm really like a big believer on knowing when to spike, and like we should really fully commit to spiking when it's time to spike. Like if my comp is only strong on Vein 3 items, why am I trying to win on Vein 1 item, you know? Like might as well lose for the bow. Like this was more important in like last patch where like the bow was like super contested. Like I was fine opening for bow if I really needed to play the game with the bow, you know? Like that. Some emblems are really good. You should check by yourselves. It's more like for like Lux, it's like Invoker and probably like long shot. For Garen, I think is it like Juggernaut or like Warden? It's like super good on him. I forgot. But yeah, just check the example games. If you check like in like the Meta TFT Explorer, you can see like the example games. I guess now you just put like 5 or 7 since I feel like a lot of people are like dropping from 7 to 5. Probably just put emblems here, emblems. You get to see like a lot of useful emblems. I guess like most of it is probably the Demacia emblem. Walker is really good. Warden is really good. You can play Disruptor usually with like Seraphine, you know. You can play like Seraphine and Boris or Defender with Vi. Yeah, item combos are more relevant for DPS. So like we really should view like the whole itemization for this for like carries as not single items, but to view like as a complete build, because like adaptive might be good on her, but what if you see, oh, Gunblade, Shojin, and adaptive are all good items on her, like in the item step, but they're not a good build together, you know? Yeah, have to be like aware of like how augments play into this, how like stuff like item build also. I feel like yeah, for this comp, I really feel like the number of components really matters more than the item quality, since like you just have a lot of units to itemize. They don't really have to have like the best items, but they just like want any item, you know? Yeah. Garen, you probably kind of want to prio Garen items and maybe the Gunblade, and the other ones is Reflex, I think. If we do want to slam one item to unlock Poppy, what should we slam here? I set up 6 examples here. I think this one is easy, this one is medium, and like this one is like a bit harder. How about you try answering this one first?
That's just adaptive rod, right?
Yeah. What about this one?
Probably JG tier. Archangels
Um,
plus glove is also
I-
probably fine.
I would probably do Archangel for the second one. But
Yeah, I think that it's like probably more dependent on what comp you're playing. I feel like for Sona, probably Arc. For Lux, I feel like JJ is better. Why? Because like you usually like you also end up like especially now making JG open tier is like more flexible for like the carousel when the bow isn't contested, because like before you would make Archangel Glove just because like it's pretty hard to guarantee like bow tier or maybe sword tier, right? Like the last patch. But now with like the bow and the sword maybe not as contested, you get to make like JG plus like JG plus 1. It's yeah, Sona is probably Arc. What about this one?
GS tier.
I would go.
Any other opinions? Yeah.
I would keep Open Sword for Gunblade.
That's also probably fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably like Void Staff Sword the most. Or you get to slam most of the time because like you can probably make Shojin, Gunblade, and also Sterex, right? So the slam is pretty flexible. What about
Yeah.
this one? This one is easier, I guess.
I'm probably down to slam Sunfire, but I guess
Sunfire Open Bow or Nasher's Chain are both not terrible, I think.
I feel like without an out to make JG, I would probably lean towards Sunfire Bow, and then I Sunfire Bow into Take Rod into No Slam. That's probably like
Okay.
what. Yeah. Coming back to the point of sometimes it's fine to grid your items just because like you kind of want to end up on like good items later on. Yeah. Here, what do you think?
I think specifically in this patch with the rise of AP comps, I'm probably slamming Gunblade Open Glove because it's less likely to. You're less likely to get the tier out if you slam a JG.
I think even last patch you'd probably slam Gunblade over JG, but yeah, that's debatable, I guess.
Yeah, it's just. It's
I feel like it's like
slamming
Gunblade.
slamming
probably
Gunblade here leaves. Oh, sorry. I was saying Gunblade here leaves you left less.
Less outs.
Yeah, less outs, which is.
Oh, I mean the glove is very good.
Yeah, the glove can go into Steadfast or TG, right?
Yeah.
But,
Steadfast, TG, JG, they're all pretty good. Yeah, I would always slam Gunblade here.
Okay.
For both Sona and also like for like Sona for Vayne and also for Lux.
yeah.
What about the last one?
I'll send Bao.
Bao's probably fine, but I'd also probably consider Archangel Open Chain.
Yeah, probably for Sona you prefer Arc Open Chain. For Lux is probably Vow Open Road. Like it just, especially with like if you have full front upgrades, you probably get more value by slamming Arc Chain like doing the earlier fights, I guess. But your items probably end up better with like Vow Road, since you can flex between like the Ziggs line and like Kaisa line more. Like you aren't as dependent on like hitting the Lux 2.
Yeah, it probably also heavily depends on how many Sonas I have.
Oh yeah. Since it's like the end, yeah. Let's talk about Sona for a bit. I've probably played maybe the most Sona. Like I played so many Sona games last patch and like also this patch. So any questions about Sona?
I'm actually not that familiar with the comp. How different is it to play like Sona compared to like Sona Reroll compared to like the normal Demacia line with Vayne?
What do you think? Like in what context? Like tempo wise or item or what?
I guess all of it. I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I guess let's start with like items, right? We can probably go over the votes in a bit, but yeah, let's just see first like what kind of items are good on Sona, you know? Like these are probably like your best items, right? Like the arc augment and like gunblade. It's probably like AP gunblade plus one. Some people like JJ Nashers, but I'm pretty sure it's not mandatory. Like the JJ, the JG is probably higher value because you play Sona with augments like early learnings and Demacia forever, which like already give you like a lot of AP. Double mana is fine if you're like what do you call it? If your augment already gives you like a ton of AP. So like it's fine to end up with a build like this.
Mhm.
Yeah. For like tempo, usually I just what do you call it? I always summon Bard. So I'm like if this is like your board on like 2-1 and like what do you call it? And you're 9 out of 10 gold, yeah, sell the Jarvan, bro. No one cares. Okay, so we just did Sona to 3-star and then we can push level. So like it's played kind of like Caitlyn in a way where you only really want to roll after you see your second augment. So I would just like I'm fine with taking items early with taking econ also is fine. Like even like heroic is fine because like you only really need like Sona 3 and then push level. So I'll probably be fine with taking like a lot of like pure econ augments and also making early intervals. I would play less units on my board, you know, like what do you call it? Like I usually end up with this board, but sometimes I would also be down to selling my other Demacia unit just to make early econ because you really like this unit cannot kill unit with only one item. What do you call it? You really needs like multiple items working together in order to like be able to win rounds. Yeah, so that's probably something to keep in mind. Like it's fine to 6 loss into the comp. So like full econ 6 loss into take your 3-2 augment and then you roll to 50. If you're close, you like send it. If you're not close, I guess you can low roll, I guess. You hold every Demacia unit. If you play Demacia forever, you probably just play 4 Demacia on 5. If you play early learnings, you want to play Rumble on 5. Or if you high roll something, you can play on 5. You can probably like play 1. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I guess Brom is fine if it doesn't grief your econ. Like play your strongest board on 5. Like 3 Demacia plus Sona plus Bard. Invoker is kinda negligible, I guess. And then you wanna go what do you call it? You wanna unlock Galio as fast as possible. Usually I wouldn't hold the vein unless I'm super close to the Sona tree. And you just unlock Kobuko as soon as possible also. So usually it ends up being like in an ideal world, it's probably stuff like Garen, Kobuko, and on 7. And I guess you have a Galio here. And yeah, you can like ideal is Lux and Swain. Like this is probably like the most ideal one is right. But you can also like Zillion is probably better. Zillion is like way better here. But if you don't have Swain, you can play Wukong also. If you don't have Garen, you can tank like OP and just put the Juggernaut here. Like if you don't have here, you probably play like Nautilus is fine. Just play like your strongest board until you get to roll on 8. Get Garen 2 and Dylan 1. It's not like super hard. The board's kinda easy. It's just like with like Demacia Forever, you want Gunblade, Amp, Mana and Crit over pure AP because you have enough AP from the Augment.
What level do you normally unlock Galio on this comp? Is it normally on level 8 or level 7? Or
With like Jarvan 2, I mean you just unlock as fast as possible, but
yeah,
us is probably on level 7.
What level, like when you're okay, so you're expected to unlock Galio on level 7, would you say? Or would you say it's more like you're more expected to hit on level 8?
You're expected with like only Sona 3. Like
Yeah, with Sona 3. Yeah.
Only, right? Sona 3 only?
Yeah.
Because like you also go for Jarvan, but if he's too far, you just like let him go, you know? But he's pretty good, especially with like early learning, since he's like here it's 50 attack speed for like 3-star, right? But with stacking AP, you can get it to like 80%. So it's pretty good. Full board 80%. But it's like 6 here, 9 here, and then usually it's like Garen 1 Vayne 2. Enough, right?
Yeah, should be enough.
Yeah. Oh, the emblem is really good. Why? It gets you the Galio faster. And you can also like with the same reasons stated before, you get to also play like better units on your board. The Invoker is also like kinda good for this board. You would probably prefer playing Invoker over Swain if you do have Garen. Actually, no. I feel like the one cast of Swain is already makes up for the mana. I think since like I rarely make actual mana items on her. This is fine. Demacia. Like here, I ended up playing flexible to Sona because I didn't have tempo in order to do anything else, so I just rolled for Sona with a Arcanist +1. I end up reforging it, but yeah, I think this one was early learnings. This one probably looks like the most normal Sona board, like with no +1 and stuff, like this one. If you miss Garen 2, you might vote for a lot. Like the Garen 2 is really like big part of your board, which is why I feel like double econ is fine on this board. Stuff like trade sector into item augment into like reinforcement might be allowed if you're like low rolling your Sona, so you have to take more like desperate emergency measures, I guess, to hit your Garen 2. Yeah, you just kept it the same. Like this game, I was able to go first because I went to level 10. See what I beat. Yeah, I beat like the Kindred Fast 9 board. I think this one was probably last patch. No, actually no. This one was like start of this patch maybe. But yeah. Oh yeah. Artifacts. They're not very good on Sona. It's probably like Lich Bane only. Like, yeah. Lich Bane only. And Seekers is probably also fine. I've seen Seekers a few times. Downcore is also fine. But I don't really prio taking artifact moments. What artifact is actually good on the board though is Garen artifacts. Garen artifacts are really good on this board. Yeah, apparently it's really good. See? Oh. -1. The Darkin Aegis. Silver is also really good. This one is probably from the Triforce Augment, but yeah, you probably just default to take Garen Augment from Portable Forge if you do end up taking it. Also, if you end up with Garen 3, you wanna make damage items on him. He can 1v9. I beat Skarner 3 Brock 2 with like solo Garen. Titans Garen. So he didn't die. Yeah. But this was like last patch. I beat like full cash out board last patch with it's a level 8 Garen 3. Yeah, this one is probably like your default games. Last patch I played a lot more Vayne, but this patch is probably like default Sona, probably for me. I don't really know like how good the Vayne is. You probably wanna play Vayne like here. You wanna play Vayne to hold items for Ziggs and Kaisa at the same time, you know? Ginsuk AI Gunblade can go into AD Kaisa plus Lux duo or Ziggs duo. This is probably how you end up playing Vayne a lot of like the time now. You'll probably also still take Crown and make Krakens and you're really stable. But I feel like the preferred way would probably be to cap around 5 costs. More consistent. Yeah, like the Sona items, Master or GG. Like if you do make like the void stuff and like the like what do you call it? Like Void and Morello is also fine on Sona, but you just move it to Lux later on. Like on the Sona board. Does that like explain it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. I was gonna ask. I know Broseph says that if he has like honor roll 2-1, he'll like go this 20 out of 20. Are there other augments that you would like? You had mentioned early warnings. Are there
Are
any
you
augments
learning Demacia
that?
forever? Let me see. I mean, most of it is just like generic econ, I guess. Like I would be down to like take like generic econ on to play this board. I would say that specific item augments aren't as high value in this comp just because like you're pretty chill with like making items as they go, you know? Yeah, I mean like stuff like this one is probably fine if it gives you like an early slam. Like the axiom augments are also pretty good in Demacia. It was really good with Vayne. Like this air axiom on Vayne is like almost 10 streak. Fire axiom and the water one is pretty good on Sona, especially when they buffed it. On 2-1, I would also be down to click stuff like random item, and then I get to decide like do I need to prio like since the tank items are really good, like yeah, I am able to like decide more on like should I play for more Sona items or should I play for like more tank items. Makeshift probably isn't that good. You can probably play it from patience. I would be down to play it from patience since like the way I play it is just mostly 6 loss anyway. Like you only buy Sona, right? I wouldn't break my patience to buy Jarvan. Buy the Sona. Did like Broseph say to like 2020 Sona with like on a roll? I feel like that augment is just broken by itself, so you can just play it into your stuff. I played on like on roll to like Beer's Water is also pretty fine. Maybe with also like to I guess yeah. Maybe only like now is what? Wanna Echo, maybe Bilge.
Yeah, I heard Echo rerolls pretty decent right now for somewhat consistent top 4.
I played one game. I went 7th. I don't know, but it might be good. But you need to actually play it from like a really good spot. I think. Like here, I clicked it, but but like people just cap too high. I think that's like the problem. You actually cap kind of low with the board if you don't make it to 6. Like,
Right.
like I got cleared by every board with like full upgrade for cost just because like I feel like the guy doesn't do enough his own.